I pray that Peter Obi will help quieten the IPOB issue when he loses the election. That's according to Professor Osman Yusuf. Professor Osman Yusuf, has said during his discussion with, Arise presenters, you see, he argued that, look, the issue of IPOB and banditry, the IPOB activities, the agitations, and the banditry in the northeast, northwest, particularly, you see, the killings in the northeast, northwest by bandits and even north central states, said the military force in Nigeria, he said, will not be able to quench these banditry activities or quell the agitations for a separate state by the indigenous people of Biafra in the southeast. He said this will not work. He said only by negotiation, by dialogue. But he went on to cast aspersions on the people of the southeast, the Igbos, and even the Peter Obi. Yes, when he said, look, that he hopes or he prays that Peter Obi will, help quieten the IPOB agitation or the Biafra agitation when he loses. So what's the meaning of this? We have been saying this. I have to quote him now. I quote, "No amount of military force will end IPOB's or banditry heinous practices. Atiku is well aware that the government must dispatch civilian officials to the area in order to address the issues they have created. You also can't buy Tucano jets and drop bombs from the sky if there aren't enough ground troops to patrol the ungoverned areas, which is a problem for the military and other security services. More people on the ground are required to man all these facilities. To what extent are the powerful folks guarded? And how many police do we have? Our police force is broken and has to be fixed. What I mean to convey is that the elders and not the military should initiate talks with the agitators. That's why I think it's good news that Peter Obi has to come to prominence in Nigeria. Has come to prominence in Nigeria, beg your pardon. He's helped calm down some of the unrest in the northeast. My wish is that even if Peter Obi loses election, he will remain active and put an end to IPOB's agitation so that the youth of the Igbo nation can move on with hope. You see, so he meant to say southeast, not northeast. When he said Peter Obi has come to prominence in Nigeria, he's helped calm down some of the unrest in the southeast, not northeast. You see, and so, but this one that he said, look, that Peter Obi, will remain active and put an end to Igbo's agitation. If he loses or when he loses, you see, these are the statements that makes the people to have believe that there are people who feel that Nigeria is their own. There are people who, in their mind, they have constructed it that this contraption belongs to them. And with that kind of mindset, look at this professor. This it's not a roadside mechanic. I beg you, please. I'm not trying to disparage the roadside mechanics. They are important persons. They work for the economy. Exactly. But what I'm saying is this: these are learned persons, exposed people. How can a professor be talking like that? That's to show you that there are people who are slaves. There are people who are seen as the freeborn in their contraption. And that is all we have been saying. And when somebody is talking about, oh, must you leave Nigeria before you become, what you want to be, before you make, the El Dorado, before you create this wealth, before you, make your society to be safe and everything, before you make, you create a better future for your future generations, must you leave a country? Must you have your own country? Must you separate? Yes, there's every need. You have seen the mindset of people you are dealing with. when P2B loses election, you pray that he remain in Southeast. He should go back to Southeast and come agitations down. What's the meaning of that? That statement is full of ambiguity. Yes, you can read anything from it, and nobody will blame you for that. It's a recipe to war. Yes. So it means you have known the outcome of the election. When he loses, you have known that he will lose, and you have envisaged the consequence, or the aftermath that will follow it, and you are prepared for it. You see? So this is what we are talking about. This is the injustice. This is the mindset of people you are dealing with. And that's why when we talk about a separate state, people say you can still be whatever you want to be in the contraption. Who said that? Who said that? You know? The man who has been governing you for over 8 years has the same mindset like this man for 8 years. The man who is in the army, chief of army staff for 8 years, has the same mindset. You get what we're saying? The man who is the chief of defense staff, chief of air staff, has the same mindset. The man who is the accountant general of the federation has the same mindset. And the people that will allocate money, put security where it's supposed to be, promote people, and put them into higher positions. The man who is the head of civil service, the man who is in the strategical positions in the military, in the civil service, in the public service, and everything, they have this mindset. How do you, breathe? How do you breathe in this kind of situation, this kind of economy, and with this kind of human beings, with this kind of mindset? So it means that there is no movement, Yes, it's just motion without movement. That's all we see. Motion, but no movement. And that is what has been happening in this country. Motion, no movement. We are just wobbling, just there. Every year it gets worse and worse. Look at where we are now. Tell me each year that passes that Nigeria will not say, oh, the previous year is better or was better. Tell me. It has been the same story. And you think anything can change. People are still doing the same thing. You are expecting a different result. Nowhere. They are still doing what they have been doing, what they have been known for, since 1970. The same pattern, nothing changed. The old politicians are still there doing the same thing. You expect miracle to happen in such a situation. Nowhere. It will not happen. You are doing the same thing, expecting new results. No. The same old results. The same old, things will get worse. It will exacerbate, and we are seeing it happening. Jonathan was the worst president. Oh, let us remove him. Things are bad. Look at the economy. Look at petroleum prices. You see? Look at our roads. After 8 years, is Jonathan the president of Nigeria? Someone else is the president, and we have seen the worst of this country, worst of this contraption. What gives you the belief that it will get better? So this is what we're talking about. All right? Yes. These are the mindset of the people we are dealing with. A professor